Hey, you guys. So, can we just say strange occurrences? And it's okay because we're not in harm's way, we're not in danger, but just things are just strange, right? Like actually taking you by surprise, but not really. Kind of that energy. So, in regards to the video yesterday, I received information later as to why I wasn't able to upload the video. And just so you know, the strange occurrence that happened with that was, I started out the video, I grabbed the deck of cards because I like to show you all that they're in order and upright. But when I turned the deck over to reveal, they were not. And, it caught me off guard because I was like, oh, shoot. Well, shoot. What do I do? And me, I wanted to start out on the right foot. So I, stopped the video so I could get the cards in order. But then I said, you know what? I could be recording this part as well. But you know what? I'll just speed this part up like super tremendous expeditiously so they don't have to, be bored with this process. So that's why I was in a video editing app so I could do that. Now, the video editing app was the issue. It would not save the video so I could upload it to YouTube. Again, I just wanted to spare you all, the fact that I took the time to reorder the cards. But even in that process, I was saying, this is for a reason. Because the, part of the segment of the reading had to do with us being on cruise control. Like, us taking our time because a channeled message that came up was slow and steady. So I was like, oh, shoot, you know how I reference channel energy or anything. If a card falls funny, whatever, I know that that's for a purpose for me to recognize with the energy. So that was that. I was saying, okay, so that's the reason why slow and steady was in the energy of the message. So here I am. I know I made 7 attempts, possibly more, but after a certain point, it's like, why am I doing this? Obviously, I'm not supposed to upload this, right? So I left it alone, and that's when I messaged you all on the community tab and said, it's not letting me load the video, so I'm not going to fight this machine of just, it seems like intuitively, this is not supposed to happen, blah, blah, blah. So I left it alone. You guys, I'm sitting on like a creaky wooden bench. So that's what you hear in the background, just me adjusting. So, the video is intact. I mean, it's not like I can't upload it to YouTube, but, I look at all signs and wonders and take it just as that. Anyway, you guys, it's the strange and weird occurrences, right? So before I went to bed last night, I was brushing my teeth. So I'm asking why did I feel like kind of down today? It wasn't down, but it was kind of down. But, I wasn't considering like, oh, I need to go take a nap or I need to do this or that, whatever. It was just kind of like a feeling. So I was asking about that when I was brushing my teeth and I heard my mother's voice. She's passed over. She's transitioned, but it was her voice, clear. She said, oh, because there's energy, something about an adjustment of energies or energy adjustment, something around those terms. I can't remember exactly. But it felt like it just had to do with external, like, 5D, as above, so below, there's adjustments happening. I was like, okay, cool. But then, y'all, at that same time, I had a unique sense of tonight. When I dream, I'm going to wake up and something's going to be different. I just had that feeling. I didn't know where it came from or whatever that was or how to identify it, but I just knew that much. So when I was, laying in the bed, I was told to light a white candle, which I did not do. Probably should have, but I didn't because I don't sleep with candles like that. But there was one specifically because I could smell the scent of a specific candle that I have. and it just happened to be laying beside my bed. Normally it's not, because I was moving some stuff around, but it was right there. So I was like, oh shoot, well, that's what I'm supposed to do, but I didn't do it. Anyway, my dreams, well, before I fell asleep, I said, well, let me grab my phone because because I had the message about owls. Because the reason I posted that about, be on the lookout for owls. So when you hear them, people like to say owls are messengers. But from my personal experience, owls only come around when there's about to be some sort of big shift or revelation of something, or something. I'm going to tell you guys. So last night I said, okay, well, let me go ahead and let them know that, from experience. But I was, there was like there's a thing on the bottom of my foot. Y'all, I just want to be careful that I'm just, not giving away too much information. You know what I mean? But I woke up last week, I believe it was. My foot was sore. I'm like, what in the world? Like, obviously I have like chap on the bottom of my feet from skin, and it is a little cold, but not really. But it's like I keep my feet covered for the most part. Like, why is my foot sore? Because when I looked at it closely, the bottom of my foot, it's obviously cracked, the skin, but it was like layers upon layers. Like my skin had automatically started to reheal itself before it actually had time to start rehealing itself, if that makes sense. Like the layers of skin trying to come together on the bottom of my foot, but it was sore. But what I realized last night, well, actually it was that day possibly, that, I could have been operated on in some sort of sense, right? Because at that point, it wasn't really a wound. It was almost like an incision to me, like a defined crack in the bottom of my foot. But like I said, it already had layers of skin surrounding it to where it seemed like it was trying to like speedily repair itself. Weird. That's what the topic of this is. Weird and strange occurrences, you guys. But I heard an owl that night before, because I had to piece it together, y'all. I heard an owl that night. So that's what made me want to let y'all know about that. And I was going to say the reason why I know that this is an actual occurrence, maybe not for everybody. I'm sure not for everybody. But on my TikTok, I have everything there. It's a TikTok that I made. You would actually have to scroll to look for it. Or I could find the link and try to post it. But anyway, you guys, three dots mysteriously appeared on my leg. And it was noticeable to me because they're dark, what look like moles, but they're not raised moles. But they're the perfect distance apart from each other. And I measure it because, I'm a seamstress. I have measuring things. I have rulers, tapes, all kinds of things. So I was able to measure because I needed to know, like, why is this a perfect triangle of dots on my leg, So, of course, I did my research. I found Facebook groups that possibly, know about markings that would come from people who have been abducted. And voila, 3 dots in the perfect form of a triangle. So I have a video of that same night before I went to sleep and woke up with the dots, you guys. There was an owl, just an owl perched outside of my local grocery store. I didn't notice it when I walked in. When I walked in, there was a cashier. She's like, "Oh, look at it. It's just there." I'm like, okay, I'll find out what she's talking about when I get my groceries and check out and go back outside. So lo and behold, she's still ranting and raving about the owl, about whatever that is. And then come to find out it's an owl. It was perched on top of the side of the food line, like maybe 7 feet high. On some sort of kind of lamppost sticking off from the building itself. Just sitting there. And I have a video because, of course, I never see anything like that in person. So I started videoing. I walked up close to it. It looked at me and then turned its head and looked back, but it was beautiful. It was beautiful. But I'm like, wow, a whole owl outside front of the grocery store. I've never seen that. I go to the grocery store sometimes twice a day even. But anyway, you guys, that's after the 3 dots appeared on my leg. So strange occurrences, yes. Anyway, last night, guys, the dream that I had surrounded a Queen of Wands. I kept saying Queen of Wands in my dream as if I was being told that this is what this dream was about, the Queen of Wands. And the reading yesterday was about a Queen of Wands in the reverse. But not only that, you guys, this morning on my walk, I'm being asked myself about the celebrities that I dream about because Mary J. Blige was in it last night. I'm not going to say the other name. I'm going to tell you why. Because that's the Queen of Wands that we're referencing. And it's the reason probably why the video was not to be uploaded. Because that particular Queen of Wands watches me. And when I said somebody doesn't like the way that I read, I feel like also what I really heard was they don't like that I'm telling the truth. But the way that I read, it's like I could feel like the impatience coming from the energy because they want the message, but they don't want to wait and sit through the revelation of the channeling and all of that. They just want to get to the message because I could feel it. Anyway, guys, Kenya Moore was also in the. I say that because I don't know. It feels like there's a trend happening here with celebrities popping up in the dream. But okay, so two things, you guys. The first thing is the celebrity dreams. I feel the connection was made this morning while I was outside walking the dog. This celebrity watches me. And I feel like this celebrity is under a lot of scrutiny because of their decisions in life that are not really working out for them. And possibly who they're married to. And I'm saying this because most likely they'll hear this video. But they're also a Queen of Wands in real life by way of their zodiac sign. And I feel the dreams about celebrities are because she watches me, and I'm saying specifically, she watches me. I'm aware of this. I've been having dreams about her before. She was like she's like a year ago celebrity dream, but I wasn't making the connection back then. I was just like, that's weird. Why is this person popping up in my dreams? But I feel like a lot of what's been revealed is because she watches me, and I feel like I'm telling her story. And then the fact that the other celebrities are popping up, it's because there's some sort of connection that's been made, some sort of esoteric, like star, like celebrity is a star, like star energy has been made. The connection's been made. So now these celebrities have just been popping up in my dreams because of her. So it's one of those things to where readers could be like, people might be upset like karmics, right? I think that's the most popular. Karmics may be upset because, their secrets are being revealed. And then the reader will go as far as to say, well, if you don't like what you hear, don't watch me, because it's like the reason why, because of the energy connection. That's why the reader's picking up on your life because you're sending them that energy by watching. And it's not intentional because we don't know who you are. But this one specifically is too many circumstances and feelings and energies. What I go off of 1,000% for me to not know that it's not this person. It's too many instances. Too many for a while now. Like confirmation on top of confirmation. Anyway, so I want to say that about, the connection of energy and why the celebrities are popping up. And then there was one other point that I needed to make, but damn it, I feel like it slipped my mind. Spirit, can you help bring that back to me, please, for the people? What was that other thing that I needed to speak on? There was another point, y'all. What is it? I got to keep this going because I know I can't take it over to editor because, it may not piece together what I need because I would pause it and then wait until it comes back. I don't know. Another part of my dream, you guys, I was holding like a jar of eggs. So eggs are new beginnings, but I was like holding these very close to my chest, like safely. And we were on some sort of bus as if it was like a transport. Like my job was to make sure these got to the destination safely. So that was another thing. You guys, there was something else. Oh, there's a couple more things, but I guess I'll just leave it at that. I'll leave it at that. All right. I'll talk to y'all soon.